so today we're going to be taking a look at 3 puzzles. So I guess we'll just go ahead and start off here with the Lingao Mini Magics. Now, for those of you that don't know, Magic actually used to be a WCA event, and I think I got into cubing around a year before that happened, so I was kind of into it, but nowadays it's really just something that I like to do, just casually, just solve. So yeah, here it is. Basically, the point of it is just to connect these 3 rings. So it's not really much of a puzzle. All you're doing is the same set of moves to get it to this solved state. So yeah, definitely nothing challenging. It's really just a matter of speed. But yeah, I can definitely see why they took it out of the WCA events. But yeah, it's just something fun to, you know, play around with once in a while, and this is the mini version, which I thought looked pretty cool. So we're just gonna go ahead and set that aside and get into some of these other things. So this is a 4x4 shape mod from DianSheng. This is the Hexagonal Dipyramid, I believe. Alright, so here is the puzzle. Online it looked really cool, and I'm definitely a big fan of shape mods, so I definitely had to get this one. So it's really just a 4x4. If you look here, so these are the centers. We have the pair of edges right here, another set of centers, edges, and the corners. So yeah, definitely straightforward enough, but yeah, let's just go ahead and see how this turns. Yeah, definitely catchy, but once you get it turning, it's actually decently smooth. But yeah, for DianSheng, they're definitely known for the sort of cheaper end of puzzles, but it's functional and it works as it should, so I'm not really complaining too much. Yeah, I definitely have trouble for shape mods that are higher than a 3x3. It's just kind of hard for me personally to sort of visualize these centerpieces and just how they should be oriented. But we'll just go ahead and scramble this thing up. I'm really curious to see how it looks. Yeah, definitely very intricate and crazy looking, but it should be a very fun solve. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead, play around with this, and I'll see how it turns out. Alright, so now for the most exciting thing in this order, we have the GAN 354M. So let's just go ahead, crack this open. I'm sure most of you guys know that I do have a sort of love and hate relationship with GAN cubes. The SM is actually the only one that I've really considered being my 3x3 main, so I have high hopes for this one just because they kind of impressed me with the last release they had. So yeah, in the box we do have another one of their GAN manuals. We have a new container for the GES, and I believe this GES system is a different version. I believe it's a V3. Yeah, so it seems like they're not including as many different tensions for the GES systems. All they've got right now is the blue, purple, and yellow, and I believe the cube comes stock with green. So no clear, but I don't know, maybe they didn't think that those other colors were as widely used or as popular. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get into the puzzle. So 54mm, I don't think that should be a problem for my hands. I think it should be pretty okay. Alright, so here is the cube. So yeah, like with all cubes, even just a millimeter difference, you can definitely tell that there is a size difference. This is the Air SM, which is 56mm. You know, 54, just 2mm, but you can definitely tell the difference. And also another thing too, the surface of this cube, it doesn't feel quite as rounded or as bubbly as the SM. With the pieces on the SM, they just feel kind of more beveled and more bubbly feeling, but this one just feels a lot more flat. But let's just go ahead and see how this thing turns. Oh, whoa. Wow, definitely wasn't expecting that. Okay, so right away, the reason why I'm so surprised is because the feeling itself is just nothing like I would have expected. It just has a very soft and extremely quiet and plush feeling to it, and you can see too, it's just super fast. But of course, GAN cubes are definitely the type of puzzles that you really need to have a light turning style to really use well. And since this one is so fast too, you're gonna have to slow it down or just really take time to adapt to the turning. But yeah, I can't get over how smooth and quiet this thing is. I know a lot of people have said that the Air SM, when it came out, they thought it was really quiet, but I didn't really get that impression at all. Yeah, it just sounded really crispy and just sort of annoying. But this one I really do think is quiet. It also seems to flow a little bit better than the Air SM. It's not really catching as easily. It's just flowing really well. Yeah, the Air SM, it definitely was good, but catching seems to be really minimized on this 354M. And yeah, just this thing is just super fast as well. In terms of the magnets and the feeling of those, they're light. It's not going to be something that's going to be really noticeable as you're solving. It doesn't really have a very bumpy and tactile click to the magnets. I know a lot of people thought that the Era SM magnets were too light for their tastes. Personally, I think they were just right. This is this kind of strength of magnets that I really do prefer. The 354 magnets, they're much lighter than the SM, so just be aware of that. It's not going to give off a tactile bumpy feeling as you're solving. But I can definitely tell that, you know, the controllability and the stability that they provide is definitely still there in the turning. But yeah, this thing is just so extremely fast. I guess it's decently loose, but just be aware that you'll need to adapt to it, and you need to have a light turning style to be able to use GAN cubes properly, just in my opinion. Alright, so the pieces compared to the SM, right away the magnet in there is definitely something very new. You still have the honeycomb design. And so as for the corners, the 354 doesn't have this line here that the SM has. It sort of divides this honeycomb design, whereas the 354, the honeycomb design is just all around the surface of the piece. Yeah, and again, no screw on the 354, so definitely a much lighter feeling puzzle. And overall, the cores are very similar, but of course they use a different version of the GES nut system in this cube. Wow, corner cutting is so extremely effortless to do. Flows really well. So yeah, out of the box, you know, I definitely am super impressed with this cube. I think just the feeling itself is very soft, quiet, and very plush feeling that I really do enjoy. Definitely more so than the SM, and overall it just doesn't really catch as much. It flows a lot better. So I think the only thing that may be drawbacks for some people is the size and the fact that it is so fast. The size, you know, for me personally, I think I could get used to it, but every millimeter definitely does count, and we all have a certain sensitivity to the sizes of cubes. So, I mean, I think it's definitely worth giving a shot just because the performance and the turning itself is so great. But yeah, I'm gonna have to set this up, get used to the lighter turning style, and just see how it turns out. But for the most part, I personally do think it's a lot better than the SM. Alright, so definitely some super impressive puzzles in this order. I'm gonna have to break this one in and see if it does in fact have the potential in becoming my 3x3 main. I have a really fun time trying to figure out this one. Seems really cool. But that is about it for this unboxing, so if you guys have any questions at all, definitely leave them in the comments below. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.